Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time with Islip. I am Islip, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom RATT. And RATT was kind of one of my favorite characters from the original series. He wasn't my favorite robot or vehicle mode, but his character, I just really liked him. This is always like, we're gonna die, and you know, his worried, pessimistic, just rough and antagonistic, personality. Just really, I really liked it. And here he is in his figure, and this figure is really small. This figure is a Legends class. They call it Core now, but it's Legend size. So here he is next to what would have been a deluxe sized figure, which is now considered Voyager. So you can see he's about half the size of that figure. Actually, let me get Optimus Prime out so you can get an idea of how big he is. So he's like that big. Next to Megatron. There he is, and he is teeny weeny. He's actually about the size of Megatron compared to G1 Optimus Prime if you looked at the Beast Wars show. So here he is, and he is pretty nifty for a Legends class. He's very posable. He almost feels like a third party kind of company did this, because you know, I'm used to the what do you call it? The Legends figures either being off in some way or not having this level of posability, this level of detail. I mean, if you look, see if I can, I don't know if it's focusing. Is it focusing? It's focused. Like, that is a lot of detail that you don't normally see, and it's painted too. Look at that. He even has a tiny, very tiny Maximal. I don't know if I can zoom in enough to show it. Yeah, Maximal. Look at that. You know how big that is? This is my thumb. It's a speck. And when you zoom in, it's actually really detailed, which makes me wonder how come they can't paint in Masterpiece Spike's face. If they can get a tampo that tiny on this guy. I mean, a lot of what they've been doing lately makes me question their ethics. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the ball joint is, on this side anyway, is very loose. This one is actually pretty tight. This one is actually very tight. But the way they the way they're attached to the shoulder is weird. They don't actually lock in. They don't peg into nothing. They just you kind of feel a little thoop, for lack of a better word. So it kind of almost clicks in, but not quite. So they're, unfortunately, when you go to play with them, you do end up pulling the shoulder out. He can't move his arms in a 360 to the back, but you really wouldn't be able to do that anyway because of the kibble here. You can go all the way up, doing like that. His arms bend a little over 90 degrees at the elbow and goes a 360. No wrist articulation. Head rotates left and right, but gets hit up. It actually left. It gets hit up on something, but I don't know what it's getting hit up on, because it's not getting hit up. The back of the head is getting stuck on these little shoulder bits. That's what's keeping it from doing a 360, because it does a 360 for transformation. Legs go forward all the way. They go back about that far due to the kibble being in the way. He has a little, very, very slightly over 90 degrees at the leg. If you need it, there's another joint. It's a transformation joint, but you can get that to get a double bend if you want to. And the feet are on a little bit of a ball, a teeny ball, so they do rotate 360 and do left and right a little bit, and a little forward, and well, actually a lot more forward and back than left and right. So he doesn't have a waist, but that's okay. I mean, at this size, I wouldn't expect it. So for all intents and well, I don't want to say intents and purposes, but this thing, honestly, with the exception of the little bit of looseness and the weird joint there, this thing is actually pretty good. The looseness you can fix with some floor polish, or what is that stuff called? Or like crazy glue or something like that you can use to thicken up that ball joint if you need it. He comes with a weapon that pegs into his hand right there. His hands aren't like some of the older Legends class where their hands they were open enough to have a 5mm peg, 3mm peg, 5mm peg go through. So yeah, and that's about it. You can store his weapon on the back, I believe. If you don't want him to be holding it, I think you can. Am I wrong? It doesn't go there. Is it? I'm pretty sure it stores on the back somehow. I think maybe just one of these little slots here. Can you fit? I guess I'm wrong. I don't know why I thought it could fit. I mean, you don't really need him to do that though, because I don't know about mode, he's going to be holding it. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and do transformation. Now, I haven't transformed this guy in a while, but we're going to do it anyway. So open this up a little bit. We're going to pull this down. His whole back kind of comes out, and that'll give you room to rotate his head about here, and then you can rotate his robot head down and then all the way around. These come out like so, and those will end up pegging in at some point. Actually, rotate those around, and these will end up pegging into those slots, but we're going to hold off on that for just a moment because I want to make sure I get the rest of them transformed properly, because sometimes I skip a step. I don't mean to, but I don't transform my figures that often. I have a lot of them, so sometimes I don't get it right. And my hand is starting to lock up. Sorry about that, guys. That's what happens when you get old. I don't know if I have arthritis or not. I should probably get checked by a doctor. But so that will be. Let's see this. His legs do something funny, but I can't remember what it is offhand because I'm probably not at the. Okay, okay. These have to go. Okay, so go ahead and peg those in. I believe you have to be able to move the legs. Right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. Nope, I'm not wrong. That does peg in. My fingers are locking up again. Come on, peg in. Peggy AT. There we go. And his arms here, you want to make sure that they're rotated so that this part here is over here. I don't know why I had it so far away. Sorry, I just did 2 reviews, so I want that facing down because see these rectangular holes, they are going to go into these pegs next to down here next to the tail. So that would go like that. And gear walk rat mode. And these will peg into the sides here, and then these rotate around like this, and then you rotate the feet so that they're facing that way, and that will kind of clip in there and clip in to the sides down here as well. And that's one side done. So get this there rotate this around so we can peg that in, get this up like so, rotate, and then we just go ahead and yeah, that's actually just it. And we just get the feet properly, clean it up properly, and there we have Rat Trap in his rat mode. Do I have my other Rat Trap out? No, my Generations Rat Trap is away. So he looks pretty good. He looks like they went for a more realistic look as opposed to the, I was gonna say the G1, the Beast Wars show. I mean, he looks like a little mouse, a little rat. He's got that, you know, he's still got that whole Beast Wars flip out everything shell former thing, but he looks okay. He's a little panely, but I mean, really, what did you expect? He's a robot that turns into an organic rat, mouse, whatever. So he looks pretty cool. If you need to, you have weapon storage. See these little slots here? You can actually just... No, I'm wrong. It's this long slot can peg into the side of the leg. I don't know where I got the idea that the long slot on the side was for something. Apparently it's not. But yeah, you can do that if you need to store it. You can also fudge a standing rat mode like he did in the show, the original Beast Wars show. So you just unpeg this and unpeg this like that. Stand it up. This will go like that. So that gives you kind of the standing mode, and then you're just going to do this. And yeah, it leaves his robot head. Oh, you can't see what I just did. It leaves his robot head exposed, but you get that talking standing rat mode like you had in the show. And you can't do anything with his feet, which kind of suck. But otherwise, yeah, you still got that talking rat mode. And let's go ahead and get some size comparisons. Here he is again, next to Optimus Primal. Megatron. And Impactor. So you get an idea of how tall he stands, or if you prefer, maybe I should do it as his little mouse mode. There we go. There he is in his little mouse mode. So let me turn this off for a minute. There we go. Now he's I don't know how well it's coming up, but he's kind of a gray color. I think in the original show, in the original toy, he was grayish tan, I believe. So I mean, it's a fairly mouse colored. It gradiates from the gray to white to pink little nose. So it's, again, I don't know how well this. Oops, I dropped him. I don't know how well this is showing up at all, but he's got a lot of detail, and like they got the whole fur look. He looks like a wet mouse, if I'm honest, a wet paneling mouse. But he looks nice. I like him. I like, so far I like all of the Beast formers that they've done for this line. Some of them better than others, but there's not one so far that I do not like. So that said, I am Islip. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and ciao.